know, the fun never ends with this stuff, honestly. This little, very inexpensive or old tripod I have here. I think it was like one of my first ones that I thought was really cool. And I bought it and it was like way too light and flimsy for the camera I was using back. This was like 2014. But I have a tendency to hold on to things, and now it works fine with this thing, this little very light camera. But I just pulled it out, and the knob adjuster to kind of adjust and level the camera is gone. It's just like a screw head, and I just touched it. It was like full of grease. So there's that. I had used this in the Lexus, so I took it out, threw it in the Lexus, used it, took out the Lexus, threw it back in here, and somewhere I broke it. I made a new mount for kind of that over-the-shoulder view, which I rarely do, but most people like it because it looks like you're kind of sitting in the back seat, and it gives you really kind of the best perspective of how steep, you know, how like the truck is, what's really going on. You hold the camera out the window, man, it flattens everything out. I mean, which is fine, but the whole idea is for you to go, whoa, that's pretty cool, that's pretty steep, or wow, that's really downhill. And with that one, you can. Now, I had a mount that mounted to the headrest on the passenger seat, and it kind of came over from the headrest and sat kind of by my shoulder here, in between the two seats. But the problem is, you know, that seat, as you're off-roading, does this, if no one's sitting in it. So I'm like, I got this long drawer. Why don't I attach it, you know, to the front of the drawer? Because it's like this far from the seat. Attach it to the drawer, come up. So I did that. And like, dude, I'm excited. So I turned it on coming in here. I guess we could take a quick peek at the footage. I'm guessing it's unviewable because after about 20 minutes of driving kind of these really cool roads, I look back at the camera, it's going, like what? It's actually drilled in, solidly mounted. Doesn't matter. It's what we call leverage. You know, it's up on like a, what do they call those things? Not a magic arm, but kind of like that, where, you know, it extends it up. And it feels pretty solid usually, but it's not. So I don't think that's gonna work, unfortunately. I'm excited today because I'm gonna be making a form of Spam grilled cheese, which I've made once before, and it turned out really good. My people told me, well, if you're wondering what you used, why don't you just go reference your video? But I'm like, nah, that seems like too much work. So I didn't reference the video, but I got sourdough bread. I got some white cheese, white American cheese. The cheese I use normally, the Sargento sharp cheddar, it doesn't melt very good. It's very resilient to melting, and it's very heavy. Like, it has a heavy taste to it when it's kind of on a sandwich like that. So I got like this white American processed cheese. Hopefully nothing else broke. Maybe I was just driving too fast coming in here, and that's why that thing broke and the camera was jacked. But I was having fun, you know? I was having fun driving the 80. Super dusty. Man, it doesn't take long for this place to get super dusty. You know, we had rain for a month straight, and then we haven't had it in a bit, and man, oh man, oh man. You know, a couple of years ago, I bought a Milwaukee. It's about this big. It's very small. It's a blower, and it's battery powered, to blow off the back of the car before you open it. It's sitting in my garage. I don't think I've ever actually taking it out and used it. I've used it in the garage a lot to, you know, instead of sweeping, you can blow the floor or stuff off the workbench or whatever. I keep forgetting. Now that I have this, I should actually just put it in here. I got out my chair, which sits underneath on the side over here, underneath where I kind of stack the tripods. I opened my chair up, and sitting in the seat was the little knob and the set screw. Luckily there's a set screw in there. So I got my tripod put back together. Right now I just cut up some Spam. I'm gonna cook the Spam first, set it aside, then we'll put it on the bread and do it all together. Should work out pretty good. Smells really good. Smells pretty dang good. It's a weekday. I'm out on a weekday. It's actually Tuesday, not a Thursday. Surprisingly, there's still a fair amount of people like along the road, going hiking, going to the lake down here. There's a big lake not too far. Well, I say big, you know, it's big for here. It's not big for most places, but I would imagine it's a couple miles to walk around it. So decent size for here. Nice day. It's bordering on whether I should have like a little, would need something lighter than that brown one I wore in the last video. But I'm gonna go with this for now. I think we're pretty good. Pretty good. I got this thing like on low simmer, and it's wanting to burn the bread really fast, so I'm cooking it as slow as I can. This one here turned out pretty good. I took two of the biggest pieces, cut them, folded them up. This cheese is melting really good. This is exactly what I wanted from the cheese. I think the second one's almost done already. Pretty dang good. I think I could turn off the gas and let that side just finish up. I don't remember I don't know if I made two last time, 3, 4, whatever. But these were two pretty big pieces of bread cut in half, so they make a good size. Make a good size sandwich. Yeah, because I'm cooking the Spam ahead of time. All you gotta do is look at the cheese and look at the bread. If the cheese starts to melt, you should be good to go. There we go. Perfecto. Pretty good. I think I might make some coffee actually, or some espresso. It's not blazing hot out here. It's really, really nice. Like, man, the weather, you couldn't ask for more perfect weather. Again, like last time. There's a few clouds in the sky today, but nothing like Nothing like a storm or anything. It's probably high 60s. I do have a little Spam grease on my hands, so. All right, so in here I have got a whole bucket load of these 365 Whole Foods Market Instant Espresso. And then I've also got this guy, which should be my jet boil. Small can. We got to finish that can off. I think I have a huge can in here for it when it comes time. Get this all set up. Make some nice espresso. It's actually pretty good. Again, I know I mention this all the time, but drink my coffee black. No adding anything, and so the better the coffee, the better it is for me. And this espresso is pretty dang good. Jug of water here. I kind of blaze through the cooking process there. Usually I talk for like 30 minutes while I'm doing it. But today I thought I'm just going to cook it up because, you know what this reminds me? Because I kind of was like smushing it down with the tongs. You can see I broke into that one, but it reminds me of like a Spam grilled cheese panini, right? Some people ask me why I don't have anything on there. Some people said mayonnaise. People said ketchup. I find that Spam is there's so much like, whatever it is, it's unknown. Grease, it kind of lubricates. Let's just say that Spam is very lubricating. And you know what I'm gonna do? I got my mug from J Squared, J&J got me a mug. It's like Lucas Oil. It's pretty dang cool. It actually sits right next to my Keurig coffee maker. I was going to possibly replace my existing mug with that one and use that on a daily. So I could still do that, or I could replace, put it in here so it's the main mug for my 80 series. It's pretty cool. But it's it's like, what somebody's gonna say, what are you doing drinking oil? That's what I do. So with the sourdough with a little bit of butter on it, and this American processed cheese, they like the bread was beginning to burn or getting ready to burn right when the cheese was melting, so it kind of got to the same point at the same time. I mean, you could dip something, I don't know what, for me, tough call. I kind of want to say ketchup because when I was a kid, grilled cheese, tomato soup, right? And I think I used to put ketchup. But this is Spam grilled cheese panini, right? You have the meat in there, which is fancy. I'm thinking back to just grilled cheese was just bread, cheese, and a little butter. I don't know why back then, because I'm sure we always had Spam. I don't remember eating Spam though as a kid growing up. I mean, we had some weird stuff in the house. We always had sardines. You know, you run your mouth a little bit to your parents, and your dad's like, "You hungry? Go get some of them sardines there, son." I'm good. Yeah, I guess he must have liked sardines. That's why, it's like whatever your dad likes, you're always going to have in the house. Sardines, red Kool-Aid, and menthols. I think it was Salem menthols. Oh my God. I remember the layers of smoke inside the wherever we were living, apartment, trailer, rental, just layers. It's funny because grilled cheese always kind of takes me back to a time when things were different. Spam always takes me back to Hawaii. We have, I think I probably told you guys, but we have one of those food trucks. This is very like rustic and heavy. The sourdough, the cheese, the Spam. It tastes good. It tastes great. Actually, it's really good. I mean, I've already pounded one of those, but we have a Hawaiian truck. That I think a couple times a week. It's kind of over in our neck of the woods. It parks in a little parking lot. There's some people hiking around. I think I saw like a grandfather, grandson come by on a little old school side by side. They parked right over there. Then they parked right over there, which is weird. You got the whole dang forest and you stop by someone, the only other person in the forest. But it's okay. They're just walking. I just heard their voices way over here. Must be doing some hiking. But that truck has got, it's very authentic food, and it's funny because they're totally white, older, retired white people, but they're cooking authentic. They're making authentic Hawaiian food. They got Spam musubi, they got moco loco, they got the ribs, the mac and cheese. Everything's done exactly like it's done in Hawaii. Well, it turns out I think they lived there for like 30 years or something like that. So like, oh, I get it. But usually you're looking for like a Hawaiian couple or something to do that with some island influence. It's just like you go to a Mexican taco truck. You're looking for that Mexican lady in there that just busts out the most delicious food you've ever tasted. But it's kind of weird sometimes. Like it's maybe a little bit of, you can't judge a book by its cover. Keep an open mind. The breeze is starting to kick up a little bit. Well, a few leaves just floating down. Oh, that's really neat. Some crusty leaves. I'm pretty sure I know the upload of these videos. I'll reference the last video where I was sitting in the chair and the bumper of the Lexus was like right here. The table was like up to here. Now I'm sitting in this is my regular chair. It's very comfortable. It was called the King's chair, designed for big people. Thing is, you get a big, comfortable chair. When it folds up, man, it's huge. Storing it in there, it's making it tall, so it's long. Plus, it's a big bundle because it's wide. So, it's the trade-off. You want a big comfortable chair, you're going to have to, store it. Luckily on the side of the long drawer, I put this down, and then my 2 tripods that I carry, they don't seem to rattle around, kind of their own weight holding them down. It's funny, without talking like during the cooking segment and stuff, this video is going to be pretty short, I'm sure. It's so nice out. I know if I sit here, like, not talking to you guys, if I sit here, I'll probably fall asleep. Like when your body's like, it's perfect temperature. You try and go to sleep, you're either too hot, you're too cold, or you're never just right. But sitting here, it's like perfect, and that little bit of breeze. And other than the hikers, it's completely silent. You get a little bit of you can hear just a little bit of like a plane way up there. Whoa, way off there. I wonder, there's some kind of flight path here. It must be it could be from Vegas to Phoenix. I think the whole skies are flight paths from somewhere to somewhere, that's for certain. Well, I was right. I was starting to feel like I was gonna doze off in that chair. So I put the table and chair away. It's just so nice out today. I had a great day. I don't know. I don't know if I could do this like every day though. Some people, they move off grid, or they're van life in nomads. I think, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, a little weird here, that I think there's, how there's too much of a good thing. I'm gonna say you can have way too much stress and work and all that stuff. But on the flip side, you can have too much solace and peace. I guess unless you're like a monk or, something like that, take a vow of silence and go out and stare at trees all day. I don't know, but as peaceful as this is, I give you an example. And I may have given this example before, but someone we knew from work, who worked at a different company, different area. They retired early. So I don't know, 45 to 55 years old. And he was convinced, I want to live the off-grid lifestyle. All this stuff I see on TV, on YouTube. I want to chop wood for, So he got a cabin, I think in Oregon, out pretty remote. 6 months. 6 months he was going stir crazy, like batty. I think that too much of this could be a bad thing. Like my point was, I couldn't do this every day. Come out here and be like, oh my God, it's so great. One of the reasons why it's so great is because it's the exact opposite of daily life, right? If you don't have that daily life and this is your daily life, and you start to, get a little with this, where do you go from there? You can't go further. There's you have no safety, no buffer, where from the craziness of regular life to this is you're like, yeah, I always got this. But if you're doing this, there's nowhere else to go. I was talking to a contractor in town here, and he grew up in Alaska, this guy, and thought that was pretty cool. Grew up in Alaska. They moved down here. He's in his mid-50s. He's doing like handyman work, and he's very professional dude. And I was rapping with him, and we were talking about people that he knows down here that are buying like off-grid type places. And when I say off-grid, you can be off-grid kind of in town here. And you're not off the power grid, but you're off the city water and the sewer. So you have a septic system, which maybe a lot of you guys have back east. I don't know. But you're on a septic system and you're on a well. No, there's no city water and there's no city sewage, but there is power. But most of those people that are out there, they'll have some solar and some battery banks. And it's funny because he was saying, yeah, this older couple's like retiring out there and they want to go out there. And I even think that maybe, I don't know if Callie's husband was talking about it too, like wanting to have a bit of that off-grid feel, right? Here's the problem. It's almost like when you retire, or when you're like some of these people who've already retired here and then they want to go do this, it's like that's kind of a young man's thing. You know, living off grid is a lot of work. You're not just sitting in your living room drinking a beer watching the game, going to the bathroom and flushing and running the sink and flushing and doing all this stuff. You got a septic system, you got a well system, you got to keep those things in working condition. You may have solar. Usually they'll be a little bit like bigger lots, so you have the lot to contend with. It's just weird how the life's arc, life's trajectory, right? So when we're young and able to do anything and everything, we have to work. You have to work your ass off. When you finally get to stop working and go have fun, you're like pretty old and beat up from working all your life. And now, like, do you want to live off grid? Do you want to do off-roading? Do you want to ride motorcycles? Do you want to, caravan around the country? Isn't that strange, that life arc? I'm blessed. I worked hard. I worked really, really hard for a long time. And I told myself, I want to retire at an age. I say retire, I mean to where I don't have a dedicated job that I have to get up every morning at 6 a.m., get home at 6 p.m. I want to be able to do things while I still have the ability to do them, whether it's physically, mentally, whatever. And luckily, luckily, but it doesn't go without a lot of hard work. I think a lot of people want to skip the hard work stage because you see something and you're like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that for a living. Like, well, okay. I mean, to each his own, but I think I'm a little bit unique, Guns and I, Niels, with our video gaming and my outdoor stuff. It's a little bit unique. Most people today are younger and they're like, I don't want to work. I don't want to work at a crappy place. Like, hey, I started off making sandwiches and pizzas. How do you think that makes me feel? I was an engineer. I had the mind of an engineer, yet I needed money to buy my first car because my parents didn't have any money. They weren't going to buy me a car, and I didn't want to sit at home and ride my bicycle. So if you want something, you got to work for it so you can go do it. And that's me. That's me. I'm just telling you me. I'm not telling you about anybody else. That's me. I worked a whole summer making like less than $4 an hour, by the way. And I saved up $1,500 and bought my first car. It was a Volkswagen Bug. And then I worked on it all myself, when it broke down every week or maybe every day, I fixed it. So that kind of really got me into more of the hands-on mechanical stuff. And then, it just goes from there. But I love how people accuse like the systemic problem. There's the system is broken. Like, what do you want? Like, how do you think I got here? Do you think that I got handed out everything to get to here? I almost can't watch this stuff nowadays where I can't relate at all. I don't understand. Maybe I need to talk directly to someone and they can explain it to me. This thing where they're like, well, there's no jobs. The system's broken. Where's my break? Like, what do you mean? Where's your break? You make your own breaks. You think there's now maybe there is a secret society because there's that secret society of super ultra rich people. The reason why they're ultra rich is because they always were and they always will be. And then maybe there's a secret society, but the majority of people, have worked their butts off. You're seeing it now. You're like, oh wow, man, I'm going to do that. There's no finish to this conversation, really. But the part I like to try and understand things, and I like to try and understand people and people's point of view and where they're coming from. And I don't understand, because I guess that the age of the people I'm talking about are probably the kids of people that are my age. And I want to say, what's wrong with these parents? Why aren't they telling them what I'm saying right now? You want something? Go to work. Oh, McDonald's is above you? Then you're not, then you can't have anything. You got to start somewhere. All right. I'm laughing because I was just sitting here. I just did 16 minutes, like a 16-minute monologue. And then as soon as I turned it off, I'm like, well, that ain't going in the video. I literally said that out loud. That ain't going in the video. I was talking about, there may be part of it that rough cuts out and you're like, what? Where'd that conversation go? I was talking about how I couldn't really necessarily do this every day because it's like, there is such a thing as too much peace and too much solace. You need a little chaos in your life. So then when you escape the chaos, you come out here and you're good to go. But somehow it got into working and being young and not working and wanting handouts. And then it went to government shutdown. It went to that. Got the 80 out today, which is, it's so good. That drawer that I did, I made a video about it. I know it's boring, but I made a video where I put it together. Very specific, width, height, length, all that, so I could still have my sleeping area in there. And man, just putting half of the drawer is stuff I already had in here. It was tools, it was recovery gear, and that. The back part, the last section, it's cut into thirds. So recovery gear, tools. On the tools, I got Ziplocs and plates. But on the back third, it's all my cooking stuff. And jet boil and water and chili, cans of chili, emergency stuff. So literally you could just jump in and you always got everything. But it's so nice. And you can, set stuff up on top of it. Or I have the thing I can put on the drawer, and then I got the Land Cruiser tailgate. It's just so good. Compared to the Lexus is really fun to drive, especially in the snow, because it's pretty nimble. It's a very nimble thing with a V8, right? Let me launch this sucker in here. It's a very nimble thing, V8. But working out of the back of it totally sucks. It totally sucks. It makes me want to get rid of it. But there's nothing. I've been looking and looking, trying to figure out what I could get that was around a 2017 that I could replace the Lexus with. So I had kind of a newer, within the last 10 years, say, at least within the last 10 years. Because I've got 86, 97, 2006, 2007, and then I've got a 2021, which is my 200, which I'm not going to be lifting and all that stuff. It's the Heritage. It's actually a collector's type thing. I drive it all the time, but I'm not going to go womping it. Well, you never know. I might. I've been up here in pretty thick snow with it to test it out to make sure it was good to go, and man, it was awesome. And then you're like, oh, God, my Jeep is a 2016. You already have the thing you're talking about. You have something that's about 10 years old and it's fully done. Bumpers, winch, tire, lift, it's good to go. But it's just so uncomfortable for me to drive. You know, I can't look past it anymore. Obviously, you can look past it for a long time if you're not going very far or whatever. It's just very, after driving some other vehicles like this. But so yeah, it's like I'm always going in circles with the cars. But that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna pack up and head out of here. Go play some stuff tonight for the rest of the week. We'll see if I get out any more this week. So this is basically, I got out 2 times at the beginning of the week. And if I get out one more time, I figure if I make 3 trips, I want to make a bigger one. I wanted to get out into the deserts, but it wasn't happening today. If I get out 3 times this week, well, that I have off, that's 3 more times than I've been getting out on my time off. So I'm doing good. As of right now, this is 2. This is my second time out. It was Friday and today's Tuesday. So if I get out Thursday, I'm golden, man. I have till Sunday, so. But I also do like chilling at home. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. By the way, Panini, I don't know what it constitutes a Panini that you, it reminded me of Paninis because I scrunched it down, but Spam grilled cheese, really good. I was gonna crush them all, but I got saved one of them that's cut in half here for my people, so she can try it. If she doesn't like it, I'll crush it at home. It was good. Yeah, it was good. I watch a lot of channels that like everything they cook, they like go, like, like, all right, chill out. I guess everything in the world that you put in your mouth is the best tasting thing ever. You know, I try not to do that. I try and give you an honest opinion, like that bad chili. I had some stuff that didn't go. I've had bad chili recently and some questionable fish, and both of them were probably my fault from cooking. So not everything is like gold. I swear though, I think I probably look at things on videos watching other people. I think I look at things differently than the average viewer might, because I make these videos, right? And I'm aware of what other people do, and I try not to fall into the trap of, man, this is so good. It's the best thing ever. You should try my recipe. In my mind, that's what people sound like. A very good imitation of what your voice may sound like to me. You're like, what? What the heck is that? What's that paint? What's that artist that paints like the ooh? I want to say Dalai Lama. Not the Dalai Lama. What was has those weird? The voices I want to make match up to those images in those pictures. What is that guy's name? Or why did I want to say Dalai Lama? Does it have a D in there or a llama? You guys might know. Let me know down in the comments. I can't think of it at all. You know, it's like very famous, like, you know, Picasso, you know, Monet. Who's Monet? Man, I don't know much about art, to be honest with you. Oh, really? Anyway, I'm starting to get a little silly, a little punch drunk. I'm getting out of here. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.